Hey guys, welcome to the Leisure Gunner review of the Aromamizer RDTA by Steam Crave. Got it right here on my Snow Wolf 200. Just wanted to do a review on this guy because I found a few people have gotten their hands on these and done reviews on them, but I feel like they missed a few things after using it for about a week or so. That I wanted to add to the knowledge base for this product if you're considering purchasing it or looking at it or whatever. Just a few things that I really like about it and a few things that are a little bit annoying. I'd like to say, first and foremost, overall it's a great product. I really, really enjoy it. You really get some good quality hits out of a tank, which is something that I've been searching for a while. Which brings me to my first point. The niche for this product is, if you like RDAs and you don't really have the time or the free hand to drip a dripping atomizer, an RDA. I have a wide selection of RDAs that I really enjoy. I do prefer them when I have the time. But this product fills an important niche for me because when I'm driving, for instance, I do drive a stick shift. So I need one hand on the wheel and one hand down here. Trying to drip and do all that is complicated. I find myself waiting, wishing for that stoplight to turn red so I can stop, and I know I have a minute or two to drip, and I'll put my atomizer cap in my cup holder and hold my mod, and then hold the dripper, or the dropper tip and stuff like that in the bottle. It's not safe, and I found myself doing it, and I found myself not liking that because it is very distracting while driving, and I feel driving kind of necessitates your attention to do so safely. So that being said, this is perfect for that. It gives me really good quality hits that I really like, and I don't have to worry about it. This is the larger of the two by Steam Crave with the 2-post deck. So there's a 3-post deck, and there's a 3 mil tank and a 6 mil tank. This is the 2-post deck with a 6 mil tank. I like that because I am lazy. It holds quite a bit of juice, enough to hold me over. If I'm going to work in the morning, I can just fill this thing up, not have to worry about it on my drive back. I can take my break, go on my lunch, vape all I want on the way home, and there's still some juice when I get home. So it's perfect for that. I don't have to bring juice bottles or anything like that. I do usually bring a backup dripper, single battery, something like that, just in case batteries die, etc. A few things that I have noticed while using this that I really like is that you are able to build, and I'll take it apart here, coils up and down on the Velocity style deck, like so. So that kind of allows the airflow to travel past the coils a little bit better. You get a little bit better airflow out of it than you would with a horizontal style coil. As you can see here, basically what I have is pretty simple. It's a 2.5 millimeter diameter, 22 gauge Kanthal 5 wraps on both sides, so dual coil built up and down. And the deck of this atomizer is designed so that way you can do that very easily. That said, it is a rather slim build deck, so that is one of the drawbacks, is you can't have a super large coil in there without running into space issues on the inside of the chamber, which is also pretty small. But I find that if you build it right, you can really get some incredible quality hits out of it. So that is a con. You can't have any super large builds in it. I've put Claptons in it, and maybe it was just my build that is the problem. I had some store-bought 24 gauge Clapton that just didn't run quite right. So I switched back to the 22 gauge, which I got from Rip Trippers. His video on this product is very, very detailed. So if you want to see this thing taken apart in all its glory, go ahead and check out his video. I feel like he covered it, so I'm not going to cover it too much more than that. I will say a few things that I found out while using this product for a couple weeks. The rings that come with it. There are 2 black rubber rings. One has 2 holes and one has 4 holes. Here's the 2 hole, and this is the 4 hole. You can put them on the atomizer like so, slide them down, and adjust the airflow. For me, not something that I have on this atomizer any longer. I don't really need it because I do like wide open, like very airy hits, so I don't really need that. I don't find myself adjusting the airflow at all, and one of the most annoying things that I've found is that when I put this in my pocket, which is where I tend to put my mod, it kind of flips around and slips around, and it gets just a little bit of juice on it, so it's kind of slippery, and it slips around, and then I find myself adjusting it every time I take it out of my pocket. So I ran it for a few days with that on it, and I realized it's really not something I need, just because of the way that my build is. I don't really use it. Another thing is it basically slips around too. Like it'll come up like that when you pull it out of your pocket, or it'll rotate slightly and close off 2 holes, and 2 holes will be open or whatever. These are going to live in the box for the product at my house. I don't really carry them around with me anymore. I don't feel the need for them. It looks pretty cool with them on there, I'll say that. So if aesthetics is your thing and you're willing to deal with kind of adjusting it, if you want to throw it in your pocket, that's fine. I'm going to leave them at home. The value for this product is great. I picked this up on a Black Friday sale from a company here in the States called Vape and W. They have a pretty wide selection of mods and not so many atomizers, but they ship really quick, which I really like. I think I purchased this on Black Friday, and I think it showed up on Monday. They sent it USPS, and it's pretty inexpensive shipping. I think it's like $5, something like that. So for 2 EFS batteries in this atomizer, this set me back about $42, $43, something like that, which is great. If I lost this, I would buy it again tomorrow. No problem. Another thing that I did notice that this product does do is it gets hot. If you're chain vaping on it, it does get warm down here at the base. And this is something that concerned me when I first got it. So I reached out to the e-cigarette community on Reddit and asked other people who have theirs whether or not they had the same experience, and they did. So it's not something I'm super worried about. It does get warm if you take 5-10 hits out of it close together. It'll get warm, but it's not something to be incredibly concerned about. The drip tip on it is actually really good. You can see it's got basically the bottom of it is designed to prevent spitback. I don't find that it does have an incredible amount of spitback just because of the design. So you could probably change it out, but I kind of like the way it looks. It sits really nicely, and it is a nice drip tip, so I'm just going to stick with this. As far as using it goes, it does really chuck the vapor. I'll show you guys. You can create very close to RDA quality hits with this device in a tank, which I love. And it fits that niche perfectly for me. And I'd say if you're trying to fit that niche and you want something while you're driving or whatever, like I have 2 dogs, so I'm walking 2 dogs, and I can't really at that point, I could probably get my hand free for a little bit to take a hit and then keep walking, but it's hard to do a dripper with 2 dogs. It's just it's just the reality of the situation. Or driving a stick shift or whatever you may be doing. It's easy to pick this thing up, put it back down, put it in your pocket, whatever. It's ready to go. You got 6 mils of juice on tap, so that's also pretty good. One thing I have noticed too is this thing is kind of picky on juices, and at first I thought it was the VG-based juices, because VG-based, high VG juices aren't as thin as, say like stuff that's like 50-50 PG or 60-40 VG PG. So that was my first instinct, and then that's wrong. I don't know exactly what it is that's doing that, but I have found that even the thicker juices run well. Like right now I'm running the Bonnie and Clyde by Villain Vapors in this guy, and it is max VG juice, so I'm sure that puts it probably in the 80 to 90% VG to PG ratio. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But it runs really well in this, versus other juices I know are like 80-20 or 70-30, just don't wick as well. And I found myself basically taking hits without pressing the fire button to wick juice onto the coils, which is not something I have to do if you find the right juice for this. So like I said, the Bonnie and Clyde, or the Villain Vapors Max VG juice runs well. The creamy flavors is where I noticed it the most. If you guys know what's going on here, feel free to comment or send me a message or whatever. But yeah, if you find the right juice for this, this is a great product. I really enjoy it, and it's incredible value for the money. The build quality is great. There's no, shitty machining marks or anything like that. It's really well put together. And like I said, if you want to see it all taken apart, check out Rip Tripper's review of this. He really takes it apart in detail and goes through all this stuff. I feel like he covered it, so I'm going to leave it at just taking it apart quickly. Just wanted to share my thoughts on it. And yeah, this has been the Leisure Gunner review of the Aromamizer RDTA by Steam Crave.